1.7, multiplying and dividing integers. I'm going to read you, focus, I'm going to read you a word problem. Focus. I'm going to read you a word problem. This is the chart that goes with the word problem, okay, which is the important information. It says, you own shares of a stock in a computer company and in the utility company. The value of the shares change over time. Makes sense, shares always change. The table shows the change in the value of each share over a 1-year period. What was the total change in the value of your shares of stock? Okay, so what is the total change in the value of the shares? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How can I create a problem to solve that? How can I create a problem to solve that? What do I do? I need to figure out what the total change in the value of my shares are.
Can we still write notes?
Yeah. You can always take notes. So, in the computer stock, I had 200 shares and they decreased by $3. In the utility stock, I had 150 shares and it increased by $2. How can I set up a formula to solve that, to see what the overall change was in a year? Yes? What?
3 plus 2?
Okay, not just 3 plus 2.
No.
You're on the right.
Negative 3 plus 2.
Okay, you're on the right verse. Negative 3 plus 2. I like that idea. But we need to add something to these. Do I only have 1 share of the computer stock? What, Emma? Yes, 200 times 3 plus what? 3 times, yes. Plus 150 times 2. Because I have 200 of these that decreased by $3. I have 150 of these that increased by 200. So when I do that, what is 200 times 3? Negative 3.
Negative.
Yep.
Negative 600.
Negative 600. Good. So I have negative $600 here. Plus, what is 150 times 2? 300. So I overall in 1 year did what? What is negative 600 plus 300?
Negative
300. So in 1 year, by playing the stock market, I lost $300. Okay? It's not good, right? But in the stock market, losing $300 isn't really too bad of a thing. Okay? Especially because it can raise back up pretty quickly. Josh, are you taking notes or are you just on your computer?
I'm looking
Okay. So this is an example of multiplying and dividing with addition and subtraction, technically. Okay, multiplying and dividing integers. That's a word problem form. Okay, start it with the hard one. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So then, from there, what we need to talk about is what happens when you multiply two numbers together, okay? Multiply, let's say, 2 times 4. What type of number do you get out?
8.
8. So when I multiply 2 positive numbers, I get a positive number. What happens when I multiply 2 times negative 4?
You get a negative.
So if I multiply a positive and a negative, I get a negative. What happens if I multiply something times 0?
0.
0. So anything times 0 gives me 0. Okay? Even if I do negative 2 times 0, I'm still going to get 0. Okay? So anything times 0 gives me 0. So multiplying, I have a few rules. When I multiply a positive times a positive, I get a positive. When I multiply a positive times a negative, I get a negative. How about when I multiply a negative times a negative?
You get a positive.
I get a positive. So 2 negatives give me a positive, 1 negative gives me a negative, 2 positives gives me a positive, anything times 0 gives me
0.
what, Jason?
This game told us like if a good thing happens to a bad person, that's good. I mean no, that's
bad.
And if a bad thing happens to a bad person, that's good.
That makes sense. I like it. So are you a good or a bad person?
He's a bad person.
Bad
person.
It depends on the day.
I'm a 0.
You're a 0. Okay. So today, that's what we're working with when we multiply integers, okay? When you divide, let's talk about divide. when I divide integers, okay, what happens when I take 8 and I divide it by 4? When I take a positive divided by a positive?
It's still positive.
It's a positive, okay? What happens if I take 8 and divide it by negative?
It's negative. Negative.
Does it matter if I take positive 8 and divide it by negative 4?
Still negative.
It's still negative. Okay, it's still negative. So it doesn't matter which order it's in. If there's one negative, it's still negative. Okay? What happens if I have negative 8 divided by negative 4?
It's positive.
It's a positive thing. Okay? Okay. Mrs. McCain's good and bad. That's smart. I like it. Okay? What happens if I take something and, like, I take 0 and divide it by a number? You get 0. What happens, just throwing this one out there, what happens if I take a number and divide it by 0?
It's 0 again.
Oh,
wait.
There's that number. 4.
Just do me a favor. Put it in your calculator. Let me see what you tell me.
Or 0.00.
Watch me like 9 after 4.
Take 4 and divide it by 0.
It's error.
It's an error.
I got it.
Okay? Anything divided by 0 is an error. It's undefined. It cannot happen. Can I have a 0 in the denominator spot? No. When I'm doing division, it's technically saying 4 over 0. This is not possible.
Wow, boy.
Isn't saying something divided by 0 the same as saying something divided by nothing, which means you're not dividing at all, which means the same?
Not exactly.
Well, I just made it that.
Some say it's like that, some say it turns into
Okay,
0.
refocus. Okay, good. So I feel like you know those rules pretty well. Here's what I feel like we do, like I saw on our quiz. I feel like we rush through things. And then we screw up the easy stuff. Okay? Take your time. Show all the work you can, because on our quizzes yesterday there were a few things where I'm like, I know you know this, but you didn't put a positive with 2 negatives in a row. Okay? Or when you did -6 minus -9, you didn't give me the negative answer. Okay, so you have to think that through for me. Okay, so let's do a few little problems. How's that? Let's try, and then we'll do one more word problem. Okay, let's try this. Tell me. I'm gonna throw problems up here, and then people are gonna just come do them.
May I do one?
Sure. You said you shouldn't volunteer.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Let's
Joshua
go.
volunteer.
Josh, come do C for me.
Ooh,
And then Jason, do B for
I
me.
do A.
C.
Can I do
Sure, you can do A. Okay. So once Josh leaves, one of you come up and do the next one. Let's see here. Let's try these.
Josh, come on.
You're multiplying by
Let me
0.
think real quick.
It's okay.
Zero.
Let him think.
Jake, no, shut up.
Let's
figure it out. Y'all just retarded. Wait.
This one.
Multiplication. You're not dividing. Look under the multiply rules.
Where did you go to for this? Oh, that.
Let me think, man.
Guys, stop. Let him think. E, come up and do yours.
Like this on videos. Oh, GG.
It's going
Yeah.
It's going to YouTube,
Okay. Let's go. Yep. Come up and do yours, Jason. After E.
That took me a
I
while.
want to do
C.
Okay, come do C.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do A, Carter. And let's do Seth for B. Yes, you can it's fine. You can grab another
I
marker.
was, because I thought it was
Okay.
negative, and I thought it was
We're
error.
gonna check their answers, and then we're gonna do one more word problem, and then we will quit this lesson and give you homework.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone knows that I can push the notes.
Okay. So A says -3 times -12, and they gave me a positive 36. That is correct. Negative and a negative is a positive. B is -7 times 9. -7 times 9, stop. -7 times 9 is -63. Perfect. Then we have negative 24 times 0. Anything times 0 is 0. It's a goose egg. A. Negative 48 divided by negative 6. A negative and a negative gives me a positive. So I get 8. What do you got? 56 divided by 8. What is 56 divided by 8? 8 times what gives me 56? 8 times 8 is 64, so that's too high. What's 8 times 7?
56.
Why'd you tell him?
You told you if you told me.
Yeah.
There we go. And then Seth did this right because he came out with a negative answer. 56 divided by negative 8 is negative 7. And then 0 divided by 9. No, that is not proper. Whoever wrote that,
Mark, give me your card.
who did? Was that you,
Jacob.
Jacob? Good. I will take your card later.
Wait, what did you write?
So 0 divided by 9 is what, guys? 0. Is 0. Okay. That is what we have going on. Final thing is this. It says this table. I'm going to write a table for you. Month, temperature. Okay? And we go June through November. June, July, August, September,
October.
November, October,
November.
and November.
He said every.
Ooh.
Okay, and the temperatures are negative 42, negative 59, negative 47, negative 40. I messed up someplace. Negative 57, then negative 47, then negative 40, and then negative 19. I don't know why we have random sound effects happening. We don't need those. Okay, the table shows record low monthly temperatures from June to November at McMurdo Station in Antarctica. Okay, find the mean of the temperatures. Who knows what that word means? The mean.
average?
Medium. Median.
The mean is what? Average. Stop. I'll take your card too. The mean is the average, right? The average. Okay. The mean of a data set is the sum of the values divided by the number of the values. So mean is average. While we're reviewing these terms, even though we're only going to solve the mean, what does median mean? Middle number. Middle number. Okay. What does the mode mean?
The average. No, that does. I can't.
Listen. What does?
If you subtract the largest number from this thing.
What does the
Oh,
mode?
the mean, isn't that like the middle number?
No, the
It's
mode.
already
The
known.
mode. What is the mode? That's what I'm asking. What's the mode? Yes, it's the one that occurs the most. Occurs the most. Okay. Number occurs the most. And then the last term is the range.
And then you subtract the highest.
Range is highest number minus lowest number, right? Guys, I need you to focus. Okay? You have about 30 seconds left. It's not hard. Now, I want to know what the mean is. So what do I do to find the mean? Yes.
See what so like.
Oh,
You can't find it. I don't think you can find it on this one.
Yes, you can. What do I do?
don't you have to add up all the numbers and like divide it all like how many numbers?
Oh shoot.
So I'm going to add up all of these numbers, all the temperatures, and I'm going to divide them by the number of months in this case. Okay? The number of months. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months that I'm dividing by. So, negative 42. Get out calculators. Let's go. Negative 42 plus negative 59 plus negative 57 plus negative 47.
Can you do negative?
Yes. Your negative on your calculator is at the very bottom of your calculator under the 3. Okay? That's your negative sign.
Oh.
You're punching in negative 42 plus negative 59 plus negative 57 plus negative 47 plus negative 40
Negative 264.
plus negative 19. So you said
Negative 264.
negative. Stop. Stop. You said negative 264. And how much are we dividing it by? Because it's average?
6.
6. So what does your average temperature or your mean temperature come out to be?
44.
Negative 44 degrees, okay?
Yes.
Fahrenheit. Boom. Is the average temperature of Antarctica in those 6 months. Okay? This is the stuff you're working on your homework.